Welcome back, everyone. It is a big year for Utah snow, and kids and families are flocking to the ice, the slopes, and hillsides. Intermountain Health's Primary Children's Hospital experts are offering tips to help keep your kids safe while playing on slick surfaces. And joining me now is Jessica Strong, the Director of Community Health at Intermountain Health's Primary Children's Hospital. Hello and welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's talk about how the snow is so great, right? And
Absolutely.
we want kids and families to be outdoors, but do it safely.
Yeah, absolutely. We all love this time of year, and we've had such a great snowfall this winter that lots of people are out enjoying the snow, which is fantastic. But we just want to remind families to wear helmets and to practice some safety tips to make sure that it stays fun.
And what types of activities in the winter are we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about sledding, skiing, ice skating, any of those outdoor activities, snowboarding, all of those things.
And is there one activity that we see more or are prone to more accidents than others?
Yeah, I think, we like to talk a lot about wearing a helmet while sledding because that's not often one that people think about. Oftentimes they're wearing a helmet when they're skiing or snowboarding, but don't think about it for sledding.
So what if you're a family who doesn't typically wear a helmet? How would you suggest maybe making sure that it's a routine?
Yeah, most of us or many of us already have a helmet sitting in the garage, whether it's a bike helmet or a ski helmet. It doesn't have to be a particular type of helmet. You can use any one of those, but just grab that when you're heading out, because when you're sledding, you're going very fast on very slick surfaces, and if there's an accident, it could cause serious damage.
And Jessica, when we're talking about helmets, if you're not wearing what types of injuries are we talking about and seeing at the hospital?
Yeah, I mean, the worst obviously would be head injuries. We can see concussions. It could lead to brain damage even, depending on the severity of the fall or the impact. And so, along with wearing a helmet, make sure you're sledding in safe places, that you're not sledding across roads, that your hill isn't too steep, and that it ends in a flat runoff.
And I think some of the best advice is they can lead by example, right? Moms and dads, if they're wearing a helmet and they're being safe, that would also lend very well for their own kids.
Absolutely. Our kids model what we do.
Yeah. Any other advice and preventative tips in other activities?
Yeah, when you're ice skating, that's another activity, especially if you're new at it, that you might consider a helmet, elbow pads, knee pads. Make sure you're skating on designated skate surfaces, so, a rink, not, like a frozen lake or anything like that could be potentially dangerous.
And also maybe if you're hiking in the snow, know your routes, too.
Yes. Definitely. Know where you're going, know your emergency routes, and make sure that you're staying hydrated. A lot of us don't think about that when we're bundled up for winter, but dehydration can be a problem too.
These are all great advice. Any last tidbits?
You can find more on our website at primarychildrens.org/safety.
All right, Jessica, there you go. We'll have that also on our website, primarychildrens.org/safety. Again, thank you so much. Keeping our kids safe.
Thanks.